Hello and welcome to another step-by-step how to tie tutorial video. This is Chan's Chironomid. This is tied on a size 14 hook. This is a Mustad number 9671. This is a 2x long hook. For a tying thread, I'm using a black waxed thread. This is a size 75 cents on the old wooden spool. The wire ribbing is a recycled, salvaged copper wire. It's a heavier gauged, respooled. The body material is, you guessed it, pheasant tail. Also using that for the wing case. The tail and the gills are both Parapost wing material in white. And the thorax is good old Peacock Herl. So let's go ahead and remove our sample. And we will secure our blank hook in our vise. And like all good flies, it begins but with just a single wrap of thread. We'll do that here just behind the eye of the hook. We'll take a few more securing wraps and trim off our waist. First piece of material we're going to tie in is that ribbing. So let's go ahead and start that here just behind the eye of the hook. We'll position that on the top just so we can have some uniformity. And we'll take this wire ribbing all the way to the bend. And I'm just going to run the thread forward and then back one time. Nice open spirals, nice and tight. Lock that down nice and good. Next we're going to tie in that tail and gill. Once again, that's this Parapost wing. I'm just going to come up from underneath, take one wrap, and I can slide this a little bit shorter. One more securing wrap, and we'll make sure that goes nowhere. Alright, take your thread, run that forward to just behind the eye. We'll lock this down up front. Keep it on the top side. And we'll trim this down, giving ourselves a little bit of material to handle. We'll trim everything down a lot shorter at the very end of the tie. Take your thread back to the bend of the hook, where we'll tie in our pheasant tail fibers. You want to go ahead and pull them straight off of the stem. Line up your tips. 6 to 8 or thereabouts. Here we go. Tie in the tips. Make sure you get all the way back to the bend. And we'll just tie the rest of those down up front. We got one loose one. Beautiful. Alright, we'll palmer on our body now. And how I like to do it is just using my finger to help roll the pheasant tail around the hook. I've lost a few fibers, that's expected. That's why I tie in so many to start. But once you get past those fragile tips, everything seems to just go on with ease. Hackle pliers really don't work at this. I believe it puts too much stress on any one particular fiber. We'll take this about 2/3 of the way up, leaving room for our thorax. Secure that down. Beautiful. Alright, we'll come in with our ribbing. These will be counter wraps. These will be in the opposite direction of the body material. I'm just going to go for nice, even wraps, helping to secure that pheasant tail down. Once we get to our thread, we'll secure our copper wire. And trim off our excess. Give that tip, that copper wire a little smash and mash. Make sure that's down nice and tight. Next we'll tie in our wing casing. This will be another section of pheasant tail. I use maybe 5 or 6 fibers on this one. Once again, we're going to tie in the tips on this, but I'm going to take the tips quite a bit forward, because this is the section I'm going for, right there. Once those are locked in, we'll trim off our tips, and we'll come in with our Peacock Herl. Now on this Peacock Herl, I like to tie in the tips as well. I'm going for the smaller fibers. I'm going to take my thread all the way forward to behind the eye. We'll do our wing casing, palmer this on, nice close touching wraps of that peacock. Now you don't want to go too heavy with this. Sparse is the word. Couple locking wraps on the peacock. And we'll trim this off. Alright, now for the gills, we're going to take this little tuft that's up front here. Before I go too far though, I'm going to angle my hook up just a little bit. This will help keep that thread from falling off of the eye, even though I do have a good amount of room. Okay, I'm going to split the gills on either side, nice and even. And when I go to lock everything down, I'm going to pull those back. Hold those and the wing case forward at the same time. Couple of tight locking wraps. Secure that wing case. We can go ahead and trim off our waist. Nice and close. Alright, good enough to do a couple of turns on the whip finish. We'll give it the old 1, 2, 3. We'll do one more. Why not? Nice and tight. We'll trim off our tie-in thread. And we'll bring all this tail and gill down to size. For length on the back side, I go right nice and short to the bend of the hook. Just a small little nub. And on the gills, I'm going to take them even with the end of the thorax. Nice and short. Alright, to help secure everything down, I'm going to add just a little bit of head cement to the top of the wing case. For that, I'm going to use some secret sauce, good old Sally Hansen's. Get one little drop. Right on that wing case. Go ahead and just work it in there. A little bit on that tying thread. And there we have it. Got a couple of long ones. We'll just trim those out. And I think that'll be good. Alright, so there you have it, folks. That is Chan's Chironomid, tied on a size 14. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Happy tying, and with this one, definitely, most definitely, tight lines.